What's up, guys? It's Meg, and it's that time of the week again where we get to look dead ahead to see what's coming on next week's episode of The Walking Dead. Today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 5, called Now. I wanted to insert this picture here. This is from the Comic-Con trailer, not the previews for Episode 5. But if you look at Deanna's outfit here, she is wearing the exact same outfit in this following clip that will be in Episode 5. In this clip, it looks like she is smashing in the head of probably a walker. I think this is a leftover body from the wolves attack, and she's pretty angry about what happened here. So I think she's taking out her anger. So we see her climbing up the ladder and kind of surveying Alexandria. She looks out onto the road. She sees her husband's name on the deck there on the wall. And then she turns and she is seeing the cleanup, of all the bodies from the attack from the wolves on Alexandria. And she just seems kind of like she's taking it all in. She seems a little bit distraught in her movements, like she's kind of shell-shocked here. Now, Deanna overhears Michonne telling Maggie and Rosita about Glenn and how, she's basically explaining how she had to leave, how they were forced to leave him behind, but that if he got stuck, he would send a signal. And I think Maggie repeats, signal, and then we hear Rick in the background at the gate yelling, open the gate. So we know that Rick makes it back to Alexandria in this episode. Now, I believe the episode will open up with Rick in the trailer, and we'll see how Rick overcomes the obstacle of being surrounded by the Walker herd. So somehow he will get out of that and escape. He will probably only be minutes ahead of the herd. They're right there on top of him, so he'll be able to drive away if he's able to drive away, he'll be able to get to Alexandria a little bit faster. If he is on foot running, he is going to only be minutes, if that, ahead of the herd. And he sounds pretty frantic when he yells, open the gate. So, either way, the herd is right on his butt. So we know at least half of them are headed towards Alexandria, and I do believe they will reach Alexandria in this episode. Also in the previews, we see a clip of Aaron telling Maggie that he can't let her do this. And she says to him, you can't stop me. And, at this point, we've seen this before when they got separated, Glenn and Maggie at the prison, when the prison fell. They got separated, and Maggie spent an entire half the season, pretty much, trying to find Glenn and reunite with Glenn. So I think we're going to see this again. As far as they know, Glenn is still alive. Michonne has no clue what happened to him. So, Maggie just knows that she has to go out and try and find him again. And it looks like, now the next couple clips here are from the Comic-Con trailer. So the Comic-Con trailer showed Aaron and Maggie in what we believe is a sewer tunnel, probably underneath Alexandria. My best guess, is that the herd has arrived at Alexandria, and it's not a good time for Maggie to be leaving. That is why Aaron is trying to stop her. Not that he doesn't want to rescue Glenn, but that, the herd is probably completely surrounding Alexandria at this point, and it's very dangerous for her to try and venture out past that. So he's going to go help her because, there's no talking her out of it at this point. I'm hoping we see some of this in this episode, but I cannot imagine we're going to see the entire Aaron and Maggie going off to find Glenn in this episode. I think we may see them, head off to go do it. We may even get these tunnel scenes. But, nothing is going to be completed, finished. We're not going to find out if Glenn's alive or dead in this episode. Also, interesting point to note, in this image here, Aaron does not have any wound or blood on his forehead. But in the next image here, we see him with a bandage on his forehead and blood running down his face. So it does look like they potentially run into some kind of, minimal trouble when they're in the sewers there. But just to be clear, as I said before, we don't even know if we're going to see these sewer portions in this episode. There's a good chance that this will be put off to another episode. I have a feeling the majority of this particular episode is going to take place inside Alexandria. These scenes with Aaron and Maggie in the, underground sewer tunnels, water tunnels, may or may not even be in this episode. There is a good chance it could be in episode 7. I think most of this will probably be in episode 7. I have a feeling we may find out whether or not Glenn is dead or alive in episode 7 as well. We know that episode 6 at this point is going to be Abraham, Sasha, and mostly Daryl. So, as most of you probably noticed in these promos for episode 5, we see a lot of Jessie, and it looks like she is doing quite a bit of cleanup here. She's piling bodies together. We see her digging graves. We see her dragging the body out of her house. She also finds a resident turned walker in a house as well. The main portion of this video, though, has a monologue by Jessie in the background. And basically, Jessie is speaking to a group of people outside of her house. And she's saying, I used to not want to see the way things are. And then, we see some more clips. And it says, she says, but we have to see it. We have to fight it. If we don't fight, we die. And there may have been another portion of that in there that I missed. But basically, I'm guessing that it seems like these people are coming to her. And these are some of the residents that maybe are, finally not wanting Rick's group to be there anymore. I mean, they've seen all this damage that the interactions with Rick's group have brought down upon Alexandria. And I'm guessing they're coming to Jessie for a reason. And it seems like she is maybe not saying what they want to hear. She's basically saying, we have to fight this now. We can't pretend like there's nothing out there anymore. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this Jessie commentary in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear what you guys think about, why these people are coming to her outside of her house and why she's giving this, survival speech to them. We also see Nicholas here, and he is saying to who we don't know, but he is saying this will start us down a road where nothing matters. And to me, this kind of only confirms that there are townspeople that are not in agreement with what's happening here. So I'm thinking this has to, kind of coincides with what Jessie is talking about and why these people are, outside of Jessie's house. Somebody is not agreeing with what their plan is. So in the next few pictures here, we're going to be talking about Ron and Carl and this confrontation that is coming between them in this episode. We know that Ron was close with Enid. At the end of episode 2, Enid is gone. We don't know when she's coming back, if she's coming back. As far as they know, they have no idea what happened to her. Obviously, Ron, when he finds this out, is going to be rather angry, especially with Carl, who was last seen with Enid. So in these scenes, we see Ron's hand here on his knife. We then see him stabbing the knife into the ground. He's pretty angry here. Then we see Carl turn around and Ron is coming at him. So there's going to be some kind of confrontation between the two here. Don't really know how that's going to go. I'm assuming Carl's going to beat the crap out of him. I highly doubt that Ron knows who he's messing with here. So to wrap things up with this prediction video, we know that Rick is going to make it back to Alexandria somehow. The Walker herd is likely going to be right behind him, and they will get to Alexandria in this episode. We will see a lot of Jessie and the cleanup that is happening around Alexandria. It's going to be pretty emotional, bearing not only, your friends and family potentially, but also having to dispose of all of these awful wolves, and then probably discovering that Morgan still has a wolf in custody. We're going to see some kind of disruption amongst some of the citizens at Alexandria, not agreeing with, either how they're going to do something. Maybe they found out that the wolf is still alive. Not quite sure there. And we're also going to see this confrontation between Carl and Ron. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of Maggie and Aaron starting to journey outside of Alexandria on their way to find Glenn. Obviously, as much of that as possible, I would love to see, but I don't think we're going to get what we want in this episode. I think that they're going to push that off until episode 7. All right, you guys, that's it for my Dead Ahead predictions video. If I've missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Let me know your predictions. What do you think is going to happen in episode 5? It's called Now. What do you think that means? I kind of think Rick's going to say something like, it's happening now, or the walkers are here now, or something like that. And if you remember, nobody at Alexandria has any idea what's coming until Michonne gets back there. So up until now, Michonne just got there, and, hopefully she is warning them and they're coming up with some kind of plan. I think it's going to be a lot of, chaos at this point when Michonne says, this is what's potentially coming towards Alexandria right now. And, we have to kind of see what happens from there. All right, I'm rambling, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. I will see you guys on Sunday with my reaction to episode 5 of The Walking Dead. Hope you guys have a great day.